YouTubers, still don't got my tripod, sadly. Here's the can crusher. It's 7 o'clock and I got the flywheel mounted. Had to mount it via another pulley that I had to machine down on the lathe. It's connected to our main, connected to our crank, and the piston's mounted in there. So, kind of works like this. So yeah, we have to slow her down. I did run it off the Army. It was too quick. So what we have to do is put a jack shaft in here to slow this puppy down. It's a 10-inch going into a 3-inch crank with a total of a 6-inch stroke. It crushes a soda can about that big. So the soda can goes from this to that and into a bag. So what happens? So how this thing works is basically like a two-stroke. This is your inlet port, aka your entry. Comes in. Right there's your exhaust, aka your discharge. And there's your piston, aka the piston, or the ram in this case. So what this thing does is, I'm just gonna load in this can. Can comes in, piston comes forward, don't have enough ramming speed for the piston, so I have to do it by hand. Oh, we're gonna, come on, one more. There. And the piston comes back. And this can here just discharges. Then you feed in your next can. Of course, this one has to enter in crooked. And it gets cycled in too. So there's our squish on both of these cans. These are no good. So yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna run jack shaft to slow down the tractor. Everything does work and it does come apart. Cylinder comes off, the piston comes off. Sadly the crank don't. But I am going to drill like a divot hole in here for grease. And the oiling, I'm working on getting some drip oilers. I'm just going to put one in here so it can lubricate the piston. Because that is a airtight seal from this point forward. That's airtight. So if I didn't have that little port there, she could almost be an engine. But I do have an oil point here. We did have to sadly notch the cylinder so the crank can make it. So let's see if I can't get a... This is what it's like inside your two-stroke. A little bit of entertainment there. Here's what it looks like up in the piston, crank, and obviously your flywheel is going to be spinning. This thing here spins pretty good, a little clanky. It makes a little clank sound that once in every revolution. But I got an oil can up here, so I'll show you guys how you lubricate said can crusher. Put oil up here in your main, up here in your drip oiler. Put it down. Grab this piece of wood and just shove in there. Alright, take your oil can, a little bit in there. Then over here, you would just, I'm gonna kind of oil the bottom end though. But that's how you oil this little son of a gun. And if you do that, she'll run like a brand new one every day. And hopefully this one here is gonna crush 5 times more cans than this one will. And I'm not sure. I just might take this one and mount it right up here, so I can still have the can crusher, beside me, so I can do double the cans. So the Army's going to be crushing some, and this thing here will be crushing some. And the whole thing has to be operated from this side, just for safety sakes. I am going to have to put guards on it, because according to the laws in the fair, I have to have guards on it. So I'm going to have a guard on there. I'm going to carry a spare belt. And hopefully this thing will work right. So just simply get the piece of wood out. So this thing here will just simply be like that right in front of me. But it does work. It crushes cans. It's a little fast off the Army. The Army has to be in idle and in neutral for this thing to keep running. I'm going to have a belt come in here, twist into the jack shaft, and jack shaft's going to come out and just run straight up into this big freaking pulley. This big 10-inch. Because reduction between the Army and this is 3 1/4 to 1. So that's kind of fast. I even thought it would be kind of smaller than that. Slower than that. Remember, our goal is this. Don't you know, it's more like this. So yeah. So that's our goal with this thing. So this whole entire space here is going to be all jack shaft and crap and junk under here. So this here. And the flywheel I'm going to paint black just to match the motor on that. And this is only going to be ran on the Army. I can't run the John Deere off of it. I can run the Wisconsin on it. Can't run the Briggs. So yeah, so I'm just going to block up the back end here, so that stays open. So yep, this is how the can crusher is going. The Army powered can crusher part 4. So like, comment, and subscribe now before this ends soon. Adios.